Somebody asked the question, is the Lizard a good first villain for Spider-Man to face? And the answer is absolutely not. Let me cook, okay? Originally in Spider-Man comic books, Dr. Connors is like a villain of the week kind of character. He doesn't really have a relationship with Peter Parker. He doesn't even know Peter Parker until he becomes the Lizard and he starts terrorizing Florida. Oh, in the comics, he actually lives in Florida, by the way. And Peter Parker has to travel all the way from New York to Florida to fight the Lizard, which is kind of funny if you think about it. However, I do think that the dynamic between Spider-Man and the Lizard works better when there's already a relationship between Peter Parker and Dr. Connors. I think that the Spider-Man stories that incorporate the Lizard are 100% better when they incorporate this kind of mentor and apprentice relationship between Connors and Peter Parker before we actually see Connors become the Lizard. If you just have these characters fight each other without actually establishing a connection or a relationship before the fight, it just feels like, you know, another monster that Spider-Man just has to beat in a fight. I think that for a first Spider-Man villain, it would be a better idea to bring someone like the Shocker into the picture. I mean, the Shocker is a simple character. His motivations are simple and easy to understand. You know, he's just a guy that uses his powers and his weapons to rob people, steal money from the banks. Pretty straightforward. But at the same time, I feel like the Shocker's powers are interesting and grandiose enough. Grandiose enough? Can you say grandiose enough? English is not my first language, I'm sorry. I think that his powers are big enough for him to be a physical and probably a mental challenge for Peter Parker. But at the same time, he's not so OP to the point where Spider-Man would need years of experience to beat him in a fight, you know? So yeah, the Shocker. I spent the majority of the video talking about the Lizard. I could have just said the Shocker. But yeah, the Shocker would be a great first villain for Spider-Man. But let me know, who would you pick as a perfect first villain for Spider-Man to encounter? Let me know in the comments.